Okay, hi. Good evening. Okay, say hi, guys. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay. So today we would like to discussing about the report that we have done regarding the digestive system of a ruminant. So the topic. Before we start, I would like to introduce my group mates. My name is Amal, Najmi, IZZUDDIN, then AMALUDIN. 185143. I repeat, Amal, Najmi, IZZUDDIN, then AMALUDIN. 185143. So yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Priyatashni Tangarajan, matrix number 182127.
Hi, my name is Tan So-Ying, matrix number 181550.
Hi, my name is Siti Anissa Nordin. My matric number is 181488.
Hi, my name is Norifah Husna and my matrix number is 182118.
And hi, my name is Chu Sin Shi. My matric number is 185140.
Okay, thank you.
So fun.
So the topic that we are discussing here is about a study case where the buffalo are eating a high amount of bamboo leaf. So what will actually happen to the buffalo after it have eaten all those bamboo leaf? So the subdivision of the topic that I will start is about the chemical composition of the bamboo fiber itself. So chemical composition of bamboo leaf, which is bamboo fiber, or I would like this to short form to BF. So this BF actually have the height specific of stiffness, renewability, and biodegradability. So this BF will have a high amount of cellulose, which is a rich core, whereas the outside, the covering of the bamboo itself is covered by encrusting materials, including lignin, hemicellulose, waxes, fats, and pectin. So all of these material will actually prevent formation of strong interface of bamboo fiber and also the polymer matrices. So I know you guys, they understand what I'm actually talking. So I will proceed to the chemical composition of the bamboo fiber, which is include the crude protein content, percentage of the crude protein, the unavailable protein fraction C, acid lignin, neutral detergent in vitro gas production, voluntary feed intake that will affect the digestive system in this buffalo. So the crude protein. Before I proceed with the nutrient content, there's actually 12 type of cultivar, bamboo cultivar that ruminant consume, which is I would like to say it is Sasa awicoma, Bambusa nutans, B. bambos, Fibolacea aurea, B. jauda, Dendrocalamus asper, Ventrayosa.
Is that the species of the bamboo leaf?
Yes.
The cultivar.
So
The difference
the cultivar.
breed in the plant
Yes.
of the certain species.
However, within these 12 bamboo leaf cultivar, there is only about 4 to 5 type of cultivar that are the best cultivar for the ruminant. So the ruminant are a little bit choosy on this cultivar. So there is the Citrus, Melcana, Vesiferia, Vulgarism, and D. Hamill. Yeah, I know you guys don't. You didn't even know.
We choose the best food too.
Okay. So the crude protein content for this 12 bamboo cultivar range from the protein content will range from 14 to 20%, and the unavailable protein fraction C will range from 9 to 4.48.7, and the neutral detergent solubles and non-structural carbohydrate will range from 12 to 1.10, and also the in vitro gas production, or we call as IVGP. The IVGP is actually gas production that will produce in the ruminant's stomach. So it is 20 milligram PM. And also the last one is very important, is voluntary feed intake. So how many does the ruminant will eat. So about 69.6 per gram. So the relative fit value is 103.7 and the quality index is 1.253. So this relative fit value and quality index are high compared to the other bamboo cultivar for 4 of the bamboo cultivar that they have the highest nutrient content. So this voluntary feed intake show significant positive correlation with crude protein and IBGP. So I could conclude here that there is three type of cultivar, which is M. vexifera, D. locuri, and D. nematodin, which is these 3 type of cultivar are the best for the ruminant to consume. So the nutrients in this plant fiber will actually affect the digestion of ruminant itself, and in this case the buffalo that have eaten all the bamboo leaf. So that's all for the chemical composition of bamboo fiber. I think you guys understand that. So we will proceed to the digestive system on ruminant. Okay, thank you. I thought it was anyone else. Okay, please proceed.
The buffalo are ruminant that are categorized by having the most complicated digestive system. Their stomach, from what I know, is divided into 4 compartments or chambers. These 4 chambers including rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasums. They are in coordinated way in order to break down the highly fibrous bamboo leaf. The first stomach is the rumen. The rumen is the largest stomach of the buffalo, and this is the place where the fermentation takes place. It is also the house for the important mixture of fungi, bacteria, and other microorganisms. The interior surface of the rumen has numerous papillae that vary in shape and size. Can be long or short papillae. The rumen is connected with the reticulum. In the reticulum, the content are sorted with large pieces and the small pieces of the bamboo leaf. The large pieces of bamboo leaf will return to the mouth to be regurgitated.
What is regurgitation?
It is regurgitated.
What is re?
The pronunciation is actually regurgitated.
Okay. So the rechewing of the.
Yes, the regurgitation is meant by where the bamboo leaf pass through from the reticulum to the mouth to be chewed into small particles so that they are easier to be absorbed. In the reticulum, the content are sorted with large pieces and small pieces, and the rest of the food particles remain in the rumen for further digestion. The reticular epithelium has honeycomb appearance, just like a honeycomb.
Excellent shape, is it?
Yeah?
Excellent shape.
Yeah, hexagon shape.
Oh.
The next compartment is omasum. The omasum are folded and packed with finely ground particles of bamboo leaf. It uses acids and enzymes to further break down the particles of bamboo leaf so that they can be absorbed into bloodstream. The remains of the digestive tract is similar like other animals. The small intestine continue to break down the proteins and fats and absorbing them into bloodstream. The large intestine absorbs the remaining liquids and form the feces. So that's all about the digestive system.
See. So can I explain on the microbiome population and enzymes?
Thank you.
So as we know, ruminants are animals with special compartments in their stomach, kan? Like the 4 chambers that Isa said just now, and their stomach is specialized to digest high amount of cellulose found in plant materials and also in fibrous forage. And their digestive guts and intestines are packed with microbial populations such as fungi, bacteria, and bacteria and also single cell protozoa. So these microbes are also known as rumen bugs. because they are rumen bugs because they are found in the rumen, and they help to produce cellulase. Of course, cellulase is an enzyme to break down cellulose content in the feed, and these microbes also aids in the fermentation and breakdown of plant cell wall into respective carbohydrate structure, which in turn will produce yes. And then volatile fatty acid is used
So that is how it goes.
yeah.
I just read about volatile fatty acid, but I don't know
What is
where I mean, where does it go and how does it
will
do?
have this test in a liquid
Oh,
topic in
Okay.
the biochem.
And now you know, Amal. Now you know. So these volatile fatty acids will be used in the production of energy of the ruminant. And then these microbes are also known as microbioproteins. They are also considered as proteins because they are available in the rumen, and then when the digestive contraction, the occurrence of digestive contraction, these microbes will be washed out of the rumen into the other parts of the stomach, and then in the abomasum, these microbes will be digested as normal proteins. So we can consider that.
So they work hard and then they're being digested.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry for the sorry for the technical problem that we have. The batteries are somehow running off. So we will proceed. Wait, why are you changing please?
So you can see us better.
Okay. Okay, so we will proceed with the where we left before. So we'll proceed with Farah.
Let me continue with the microbioprotein. So just now Yibi said that it was sad because the microbioprotein was basically the microbioprotein works really hard, and then it gets digested as proteins. So yeah, that's sad, but it has to happen for the ruminant to continue living.
Okay, so please talk loud.
Okay, sure.
And also during its lifetime, it have their food from the buffalo also. So symbiosis, yeah, the mixture with the.
Okay, so next we proceed with enzymes. And this microbiome population also produce enzymes needed to break down other parts of the plant cell. And enzymes such as salivary amylase can be found in the saliva to break down starch, and enzymes such as salivary lipase is used to break down fats. And then in the true stomach, which is the abomasum. This is the abomasum.
I don't know why you are asking. I just
I need the
Pay attention.
Okay, this
Okay, in the true stomach, the abomasum, HCl and enzymes such as pepsins are present to break down proteins, and the abomasum also receives pancreatic lipase from pancreas to break down fats. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
So now we are going to go into the biochemistry class.
I hate this part. Class. You say class. You say class.
Okay, class. Now we are going to proceed for the biochemistry.
So everybody, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the lecture class. So please proceed with our lecture.
Okay.
Miss Chu.
So this biochemistry process is involving in the fermentation of fiber by microbes. Before all the microbiological process starts, I will just explain about the fiber. Okay, what is fiber? Fiber is the predominant fraction of the plant cell wall and primarily comprised of specific combination of certain carbohydrates such as cellulose, hemicellulose, and pectin, which occur in associate with lignin. So in the digestive system in buffaloes, it involves the fermentation of the fiber by the microbes. So why the microorganism involved in the fermentation process is because, as far as is known, none of the vertebrates able to synthesis enzyme to hydrolyze beta-1,4-glycosidic bond, where this bond is actually link each of the linear polymer of the glucose molecule in cellulose. So, with the involvement of the microbes, it's able to synthesize the beta-glucanases or any other enzyme that will help in breaking down the fiber in the rumen of ruminants. So basically, I got list out some of the enzyme living in their rumen. First is
Enzyme.
Okay, sorry, it's bacteria.
Bacteria.
Bacteria. Okay. So first is a fibrolytic bacteria, which will ferment the fiber, and the amylolytic bacteria, which will ferment the starch from grains and concentrate. The universal end product of fermentation of all diets in the rumen will be VFAs, so gases and ammonia.
Sinci, what is VFA?
Volatile fatty acid. Yeah, now I'm answering. Now I'm talking. Yeah. Okay, so.
The example of gases that will release in the as the end product of the fermentation is example is like carbon dioxide and methane, etc. And also the ammonia we use for the manufacture of microbial protein. So now I'm going to talk about the rumen fermentation. Oh, just now I mentioned the fiber. What are you laughing?
No, I'm just thinking after all this speech, now you already entered
Just now is the fermentation. Yeah, we can learn more.
Yeah, we can learn more.
That one is introduction only.
Yeah.
Okay. This
Learn
one
more.
is good fermentation. Informative.
Okay. Just now I mentioned about the fiber consists of comprised of four things. The cellulose, it's not 4 things, 3 things. Cellulose, is there? Hemicellulose. Yeah, correct.
Yay.
And then there is also the starch inside the fiber. So now I'm going to talk about all the process. So start with the starch. It will undergo the same process like human or any other animals, the glycolysis process. First will break down into maltose, and then glucose, the glycolysis process until it's oh, you all want to know about it?
No. Please. This should be the general process.
Idea about fermentation.
Yeah.
Okay. So at the end, the product will be the pyruvate, and then this
Okay.
pyruvate.
Okay, I know that. Pyruvate, no.
Okay, and this pyruvate will then undergo various metabolic process, just like we learned in the protein metabolism, fat metabolism, all that stuff. Yeah. So that one is the starting one. As for the cellulose, it will break down into the cellulobiose, and then will further break down to either the glucose or glucose phosphate. If the cellulobiose is break down to glucose, then the glucose will break down into glucose 6-phosphate. Or else it will just the cellulose biose will just break down to glucose phosphate. Okay, and then it still undergo the same process, the glycolysis process to pyruvate and all further processes to form the product. As for the pectins, it will break down into galacturonic acid. So this galacturonic acid will go on further process to become xylose. So this xylose is actually the breakdown product from the hemicellulose cellulose. Then it will join the process, and then the xylose will break down to xylose phosphate, and then further break down to xylulose P phosphate and ribose phosphate.
Why do you have
Okay,
it? Because this is
As long
very
as
complex.
at the end it will until becoming the pyruvate, and then the pyruvate will go on further process like citric acid cycle,
Cap cycle.
acetyl CoA, okay, succinate, until become the byproduct that I mentioned just now, the VFA. Gas, all the gases.
And the ammonia.
Yeah, okay, correct.
Yeah.
So, okay, now I got one like.
I thought you finished it.
Okay, some of the potentially fermentable feed will inevitably escape fermentation and will be digested in the intestine. So for the starch, it will be called as bypass energy, which means that the part of the feed that escape fermentation and is digested and absorbed from the small intestine. As for the bypass protein, this is any portion of the protein meal that escape the rumen intact and is available for digestion in the intestine. So example are the rumen and degraded proteins. So one of the disadvantages of this fermentation process is actually it will result in up to 20% of the metabolizable energy intact being lost as heat and methane. And yeah, that's all for me. So you all haven't slept, right?
No, still
No.
awake.
It is a lecture class.
Yes, it is indeed. Yeah, so now we know what happened after the bamboo leaf material has been fermented in the rumen by those hardworking bacteria, protozoa, and also fungi. Now we will proceed with the nutrient absorption. The final product of the fermentation is the volatile fatty acid, which including the acetic acid, propionic acid, and also the butyric acid. And all these three fatty acid will contribute to 70% of the energy supply for the buffalo. And the absorption is occur in the same stomach chamber, which is the rumen, likewise to the fermentation process. This volatile fatty acid is continually removed from the rumen to the portal vein through the liver. This has to be done for the distribution of volatile fatty acid for the various body use and also to prevent dramatic drop in the pH in the rumen. Because we know that when volatile fatty acid was produced in the rumen, it dissolved in the rumen fluid and it will lower the pH. And we know bacteria can only live in certain narrow pH, optimal condition. So extremely low pH will destroy or kill all these bacteria and will cause damage to the rumen. So it has to be continually removed from the rumen. The squamous epithelium of the rumen is generally not noted for efficient absorption. However, the structure similar to the columnar epithelium in small gut promote efficient absorption of nutrients such as volatile fatty acid, the lactic acid, electron, and also the water. And the formation of this well-vascularized papillae will expand the surface, so more nutrients can be absorbed at the tap point, so the thus increasing the efficiency of absorption.
Sorry, what is papillae?
You know the villi?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the papillae.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so that is the where the absorption site occur.
So it's a different name for villi.
It's a structure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So how does the nutrient absorption occur? Is actually diffusion, simple diffusion, which is now the concentration gradient. which is from a higher concentration to region to a lower concentration region. Yes, and during this absorption process, different volatile fatty acid will undergo various metabolic processes, such as what Sinshi had told us just now. For example, acetic acid and propionic acid will remain largely unchanged in the epithelium. However, butyric acid will undergo metabolic processes and to be processed into beta-hydroxybutyric acid, which is a ketone body in the epithelium. So this is what happened after the fermentation process and how does it being absorbed into the buffalo to be used by the buffalo.
So now I want to talk about the advantages of volatile fatty acid. Microbes in the rumen ferment the carbohydrates into volatile fatty acid, as you all know, right? Which will be absorbed in the rumen wall into the bloodstream. Some of the volatile fatty acid will be lost during the eructation. So the volatile fatty acid are the main energy source for the ruminants and providing approximately 70% of the total energy requirements. They are used primarily by the microorganisms for the reproduction and growth, and the excess production also will be used by the ruminant itself. The volatile fatty acid, also known as short-chain fatty acid, are produced in the gastrointestinal tract by the microbial fermentation of the carbohydrate and the endogenous substrate such as mucus. And this has a great advantage to the animal since there is no digestive enzyme exists for breaking down cellulose or other complex carbohydrates. The volatile fatty acid is produced in the largest amount in herbivores, but it also produced in human as well. Like it will be produced in the intestine of the human and small animals, but will be in a small quantity. And the principle of volatile fatty acid is in the rumen or large intestine are acetate, propionate and butyrate are produced. 50 to 60% of the volatile fatty acid produced is acetic acid. It predominates on a high roughage diet and also precursor of the mammalian milk. Some of the muscle metabolism is used from this acetic acid, and 18 to 20% of the volatile fatty acid produced is used for the body fat as well. The absorption of the volatile fatty acid of this side of production is rapid, and large quantities are metabolized by the ruminal or large intestinal epithelium. And propionate is similarly removed, and nearly all of the remainder is removed by the liver, as in TB said. This propionate is similarly removed. The acetic acid is primarily used in the peripheral tissues, especially fat and muscles, and considerably the energy obtained from the volatile fatty acid in the herbivore species. And research also is being conducted on these ruminants that this volatile fatty acid contributes for the 70% of caloric requirement, and it also used in the production of dietary fibers as well. So in addition, this volatile fatty acid production and absorption is very significant in blood flow, normal secretory and absorptive function of large intestine, cecum and rumen. The absorption of this volatile fatty acid and sodium, for example, seem to be independent, and release of more bicarbonate usually occurs during volatile fatty acid absorption. That's all.
So long explanation.
Yeah, yes.
So long, yes.
The conclusion is actually the absorption. Okay, from Priya's explanation, the conclusion is the significance of
Why is
the
that what
BFD
you
for blood flow and normal expiratory, and they also contribute to 70% of calorie requirement. That's what I think.
Amal is like,
Si
Amal.
No, no, no.
Amal is
Si Amal baru kami.
No, no, no.
The drawing.
The lower part, the lower part.
Oh, okay. Not this one.
This is how wet students take notes.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
it
the
draws
drawing.
you.
Okay, I think that's all from us.
Thank you.
Sorry for the technical problem that we faced earlier. So do follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and also don't forget to
Twitter,
subscribe.
yeah.
So we are LAX 2027 group 5.
Okay, and
Thank
bye.
you.